But here we go, 8 seconds, and we are going to be starting to see these players spawning on in. And it is going to be Indonesia versus Malaysia. And I am very, very excited for this. Malaysia is going to be on the blue side, Indonesia on the red side here. And we do see all of those awesome vehicles and planes going to be coming out. And here is the first set of engagements that we do have for some plane action going down. Nice little damage that is going to be coming on in. Oh my god, I don't know how these pilots do it, because I am already feeling a little bit sick. But that is some really good damage going down. We'll be able to see that first kill coming on in. And I do apologize right now, because I am going to just destroy names. But yeah, we're just going to have to deal with it. Here's a second plane possibly that's going to be coming on in, as the pilot's really doing a good job of opening this thing up. But this should be 2 plane kills right here at the very, very start, as yeah, that guy, he is definitely going to die. So props here, I would have to say, to I am Zulfric. You are a boss hog, dude. Being able to pick up both of those planes and seeing some awesome action there. Does look like we have F, actually a little strike group going in here in the backside of that F flag. And Trix is going to be leading this charge. We got a couple of dead people here in the yard as I switch over to the weapons, and the attack is going to be commencing. So very interested to see this very aggressive play over here towards F, and not so much there towards Echo. But shots are going to be coming in from across map, and ooh, this is going to get picked up. So that's definitely not going to be good on his front, but does seem like a massive amount of players there for Indonesia are going to be able to take back that F flag. As you can see him just starting to push on up. This is going to be a fight across the fields. What was that, Mike?
Yeah, I'd say that was a massive play by Malaysia pushing onto F flag, because it's drawn almost half of the Indonesian team off of the center of the map there, and hopefully we can see them start to contest that center flag, because they've done a really good job dragging all those players over. I mean, Indonesia had to really send a lot of people there. They're scrapping around the trees and the rocks. So they're doing a really good job now, and they've even had to bring vehicles in, but the planes already striking down at the moment as well.
And we do see that F flag going over into the favor of Indonesia once again. Doesn't look like we see too much pressure actually happening over here onto Echo. In fact, the fight looks like it's going to be next to was this Delta or Alpha, actually, as we do have Indonesia going for a little bit of a flank of their own. And they have managed to wipe off the majority of the players here onto that A flag. So not seeing any spawns on there just yet, as they are going to be coming in from that Delta site. Does look like his teammates are going to be falling, unfortunately.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big play from Indonesia if they manage to capture this A side there, almost like reversing that flip on F. And it's going to put a lot of pressure, because they've got a lot of players at F there. They're securing that really well. They've got the air cover. I've seen no Malaysian aircraft in the air whatsoever. So Malaysia's got to be careful with those vehicles. I'm pretty sure those rocket strikes are going to be absolutely devastating. But the infantry for the Indonesian side is just doing such a good job on those flags, pushing through, wiping, and grabbing the hold here. And if I was Malaysia right now, I would focus on the center of the map. We just lost F, we just lost A, we know where all the infantry is. Push straight down the center, guys, and absolutely stack those middle flags.
Oh, look at the tank. It's going to be coming over the ridge. This is basically like shooting fish in a barrel at the moment. And you can see him starting to lock in a lot of these kills. There's 2 shots already, going to be able to just rack it up as he Max picks up 3. And you can see his teammate here is back behind. He has a dedicated repairman, it looks like. I mean, to be honest with you, is probably the smartest move to have, possibly even 2 repairmen at this point. But yeah, this tank is just going to be raking in these kills. What he needs to have is some infantry players flooding in, which you do see kind of going over there towards the right-hand side of the map. And they are going to be meeting a little bit of resistance here as they come around. And there you go, everybody's favorite SMG, which is going to be used, the A2. Does end up getting picked up, but the revives are going to be key here, and you do see those medics really coming into their own here on Arras. But there's so many players out in the fields, and yeah, he is not going to be able to survive. Does end up going down. Still going to be seeing one heck of a fight that's going to be shaping up, as 2 more are going to be out in the field. The tank gets a little bit aggressive over here next to that A site. And still going to be seeing that flags even at 3-3 apiece, but that A is just, it's just too heavily held here for Malaysia, as Max will have to back on up. He is not going to be able to do much there. And actually, he's possibly in a bad shape. Where is this other? Nope, he's got 2 players back behind him. I was going to say, because the lunge mine is available, that does give the support classes a little bit more. What do you?
Oomph.
Yeah, oomph is a good way to say that.
Yeah, it gives it a bit more of a sting there, especially when you can get right up close to the tank. Things just, you know, you don't have a lot of tools. You've got your little blowtorch there that you can try and do some damage, but by the time you've done enough, it's too late. Having that lunge mine, one, scares that tank absolutely crapless and forces him back because it hurts a lot. And 2, you could use it against other infantry as well, run into a group and get a few kills. But I was just had a glance at the planes there. Indonesia still locking out Malaysia's air cover. They're completely dominating that side of the field right now. And although we haven't seen a lot of kills on the kill feed from the planes, I'm pretty sure they're doing a lot of calling outs for their team, a lot of annoying strafes, leaving people one shot for the most part. And that's going to be absolutely crucial as the game progresses. F is going back in the way of Indonesia, did get lost to Malaysia yet again. And that defense from Malaysia on Alpha was absolutely awesome. They had everything stacked against them, even the tank, and they were still able to hold Brett.
Well, now we are going to be seeing that Bravo flag starting to get capped over. Gunslinger is going to be spawning back in. Does take out the flare, which is something that is very, very important. Taking out those flares, making sure that they're not going to have the idea of where those players are going to be coming on in. Unfortunately, it does look like he will be going down there in that situation. So B flag is going to be going over right now to Malaysia, or I'm sorry, Indonesia. We have a huge push that's coming in both on the front and the back side here of F. As you can see, just a lot of players here from Indonesia are going to be stuck in the trenches. It's going to be very hard to kind of dig them out as, oh no, Y125, he's going to have to go ahead and back on out. And there's not really a good place for him to actually push on in. His tank maybe needs to get a little bit aggressive here, but they are not in the best of positions to actually try and get on there. But we do see a tank coming in from Indonesia. And this is going to be Max. Once again, we saw him doing some really good work over on the other side of the map, but he's going to be trying to come in over onto F and do a little bit of damage himself.
Yeah, and Indonesia
so low.
pushing up very aggressive.
And it does look like he will get taken out right there with some sticky dynamite. Beautiful job there from Malaysia as they're taking down the armor over here onto this F side of the map. And the tank's trying to do some work, but, you know, I think maybe one of the reasons with the planes right now is they're not kitted out to take care of this armor. They're kitted out versus other planes, and we have seen that happen before where you're kind of stuck just in the wrong, basically the wrong vehicle for the job.
Yeah, and guys, we're just looking into the audio now for you to see what's going on. And while that's happening, Brett, let's have a look at the scoreboard. We're almost nearly like 100 tickets into the game. Players having a chance to stretch their legs, push onto objectives, and let's see where these guys are at. Who's going to be topping those teams? Who's going to be the ones doing most of the heavy lifting, especially in these larger game modes here? It usually relies on 1 or 2 squads really racking up those kills, making a huge difference pushing onto the game here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But with both teams pretty level at the moment. It's still over 500 tickets, 519 to 538 in favor of Indonesia. They've done a really good job fighting back on that F flag here, but Malaysia are constantly putting that pressure on and are really making things difficult for these guys. Yeah, so we're just trying to get this audio ready for you guys and get
All right,
things
so the audio
sorted.
should be a little bit louder now, guys. Do apologize for that, but hopefully it is a little bit better. We do have that push that's going to be happening over here onto B. Once again, Malaysia is not going to be able to take back that flag. Indonesia holding strong, picking up quick 4 kills. And we do have a couple of players that are going to be spawning over here into the back. That's going to be a full squad, and they are going to be making their way in for this attack. And is it going to be successful? A lot of players going to be engaging. Nice flares are going to be coming on up. It does look like we do see a couple of players trying to come in from the riverside. And this is going to be Middle Finger, of all people. I like the name. Middle finger will be able to get at least one of those kills. We see some really good exchanges going back and forth. A lot of Lewis gun use is going to be coming down here as he's going to go ahead and get a little bit aggressive coming up over the trench. Can he pick up the headshots? His teammates doing a decent job. There's going to be one looking for the second one. Looks like he has pushed off the rest of those players from Indonesia, and they are kind of winning B, but no, he gets caught off from the backside. And now I think they've finally been able to clear it out. Yes, they have. So we do see F, C, and B over in the favor of Malaysia, as F is just about to get a massive push happening over here in just a few seconds from these infantry players.
Yeah, and Indonesia being able to capture the A flag is really going to make a huge difference, because with the amount of pressure Malaysia are putting on that F side, they needed to level things off. Indonesia still leading here by a decent 30 tickets, and with the tank battles going on around the F flag here, we really need to see Indonesia putting a lot of infantry in and supporting that tank fight.
Oh, look at this. Rex just got the repairman. He killed him, and now it does look like Buddha is going to be on the run. The tank is getting the go-ahead to push this thing. Max is going to go ahead, get aggressive. He can't see him actually through the smoke. It looks like Buddha is just down to like one. Yo, he's almost dead. He just takes one shot, and there he goes. Will get taken down, so Max finally going to be able to see him. That opens it up here onto this F flag, as we are going to be seeing that push coming on in. But there's just almost no cover whatsoever. A big flank from Malaysia is going to be coming around here to the right side on F, but they will quickly be getting dispatched here. 125 ZR is trying to do his best, is laying down, coming up through it. But yeah, he's going to get taken down so quick there. And that F flag, I think, should go over to Malaysia, even with those spawns coming in. It's going to be very hard to hold that off. In the meantime, over here onto Bravo, we do see a pretty decent exchange as well. Gunslinger, see if he can do any work. He does have that 2A here. And this gun up close, I know you, Wild Time, it's a beast, but no, he gets hit himself by the 2A. And that is, well, that's poetic, isn't it?
Yeah, there's only one thing that can destroy the 2A, and that's another 2A. Okay?
It is. It is. Oh, man. So, Saitama is going to be able to pick up one kill, look at like 2 kills, and he is going to be using an MMG, a gun that we don't really see in competitive play for Europeans in North America, just because they're banned out all the time. So kind of interesting. And wow, what is this gun here? The trench carbine? Really?
Oh, this is the new one. It's almost like a revolver on steroids, in a way. And you can just absolutely spam that thing. Got a crazy rate of fire if your trigger finger's good. And you just see a lot of people, if they can smack those headshots, they'll be absolutely destroying. So keep an eye out for that trench carbine, especially when you're out in those pubs. It's an amazing gun to use, and we've seen some of these guys use it really well.
Well, we do have Evop setting on top of that A flag. Now, what's interesting is he doesn't have a whole lot of infantry players here, so he could be getting completely swamped, but does look like they are slowly but surely going to be cleaning up everybody. We do see Hang Boya will be up and alive, creating those spawn points to try and get back onto the flag. The tank is going to be able to do some work, and unfortunately here, oh, nice, he does pick up 2, but yeah, there's just too many players there. He does eventually go down. His teammates are still going to be spawning up behind. We do see a push coming in the front side.
Yeah, and we start to see Malaysia really starting to crack now under the pressure from Indonesia, as they manage to push all the way through to the B flag here. And although these guys in Malaysia are fighting massively hard for the A flag, they're just being cut straight down the middle. They're going to start getting flanked from either side. And you start to see players go down left, right, and center. Even the AA guns being used here to gun people down across the open field. Absolutely amazing to see all these components really making a huge difference to the game right now.
And it does look like that A flag is secured. B is looking like it's potentially going to get secured as well. A couple of players are going to be getting onto that B site. It is going to be Ilman 03, who is doing some work here all on his lonesome, waiting for those players to spawn back in. He does spot out 1, 2 players in the building. We'll be able to pick up 1, looking for 2. Can he make it happen? He does, almost picking up a full squad here. So this guy is a one-man army. He did get a couple of kills there onto the bridge. And we'll see if he's going to be able to stay up. Providing those spawns there for his team, this is crucial. But no, he passes a guy. Oh, no, he didn't see him. He is still going to survive. I think maybe his teammates were able to pick him up. But he's just running all around and able to do some damage. So B flag was actually saved here by basically one guy in this situation. And I got to say, right now, 4 flags to 2, they have to get this B flag back.
Yeah, you know, they're down almost like 150 tickets at this point. They're going to have to pull off a massive miracle here. And if their air support can actually get some control in the air and do some work, it would be absolutely huge. We need more big plays from these guys here with those Lewis guns, allowing to hold down the spawns, keep the support going. And if maybe Malaya can wrap around F and then work their way to the middle, they'll be in for a decent chance, as there's a huge chunk of the Indonesian side plonked on Alpha, just trying to hold that back.
But we do have, it looks like one vehicle from Malaysia is going to go ahead and try and push up over there towards that C flag, or I'm sorry, what flag is that over there? It is D flag.
D flag, yeah.
So maybe he's going to be able to break through there, cause a little bit of havoc, pull back some of these infantry players, maybe even some of this armor. But right now, Evop is doing a fantastic job here in the tank, holding them back. They have almost doubled the score so far of Indonesia here. Or I'm sorry, Malaysia. So Indonesia is just looking fantastic. These infantry players are not going to have a good time trying to fight this tank. He is set up perfectly. He has some pretty decent cover over on his right-hand side from rockets. That's going to be some hard cover that cannot be destroyed. And then, of course, you do have this river that they have to fight through, as Malaysia just cannot get up into this building. And they are eventually going to get wiped out there. We do see another push coming in onto this F flag. And, ooh, are we going to be seeing a flank onto the tank? It does look like it. Sticky Dynamite is going to be out. Max is going to be trying to push back. Big hits on him. Should be one more Dynamite. He should go down. No, he's running out of rockets, but finally it looks like Max will end up getting picked up. But that could have been disastrous there had they not killed the tank. It opens it up here for the push onto that F flag. You can see the infantry starting to flood on in. That is going to be Sam trying to make some work. Pan is also going to be coming in, and this is going to be from the Indonesian side, as he could potentially clean up all of these reinforcements. And you know, right now, these reinforcements, they got to make the push happen, and they're just too slow on this rotation. The opening was there, the tank went down, and they just did not push.
Yeah, and giving that time for Indonesia to react and see what's going on it's something that you just can't afford to do, especially when you're down almost to 1 flag now, with Bravo being retaken by Indonesia at this point. You're down 223 tickets. Your team has to be aggressive. It has to be fast. And when those openings happen, the whole team needs to just flood and take those flags and then move on to the next one here. But luckily they managed to secure F. Brilliant. They're back on B again. That's going to make 3 out of the 6 flags. If they can try and retake the Alpha side, that's going to be absolutely massive for the rest of the game, Brett.
It is, but you know, that damage that was done by Indonesia, that's gonna sting. That's very, very, very rough. And you can see, you know, it allows, basically it allows Indonesia to be able to make mistakes, and they have some wiggle room right now. You know, they can lose some flags here and there, and it's not going to make that big of a deal. So even if we see this, you know, getting back to a 3-3 standoff, you know, Malaysia is going to have to take the initiative, and they're going to be the ones that have to actually do the work. And oh no, it looks like Ursa's going to try and clean this up. He gets the reload off, and he will be able to take him down with that Type 2. Beautiful job as they clean out this E flag. And like I said before, they were trying to get it back to an even map, but now it's going to look like a 4 flag advantage. This is just looking really rough right now for Malaysia.
Yeah, and we've seen, like you mentioned before, they can afford to lose tickets, they can afford to lose flags. So a lot of these players are just upping the intensity, upping the aggressiveness here, and they're just going for situations which you wouldn't want to go for if you were losing. And it's really adding to that impact. I mean, you know, Ezra there was absolutely crucial in that defensive E, and he's running around absolutely destroying with that 2A there, even beating out other players who are also using that 2A. So it's really nice to see a lot of these aggressive players come out and do things they wouldn't otherwise do in defensive situations.
Absolutely. Well, he better be enjoying that 2A right now, because that boy is going to be getting a nerf, and it is not going to be the same gun that it was before. And you can see more and more players trying to flood in from Malaysia onto this Echo flag. It is not going to be happening, though, as Middle Finger trying to do some work. Now, this is the guy that was trying to get some flanks going down, but wasn't able to do so. Oh, he does end up getting picked up there, unfortunately. And I think that Echo, while it is flashing for the time being, should be going down in favor right now of Indonesia once again. We do see a little bit of a flank going down for Malaysia on F, but once more, this is a position, Wild Time, that we've seen time and time again where Malaysia just was not able to capitalize on any kind of opening. Even if they get the kill in the tank here, they just don't have the infantry to push in.
Yeah, and it also doesn't help that they cannot hold the Echo flag here. Indonesia being able to control the center of the map has really allowed them to bounce between Alpha and F and Bravo with very little, issues. They lose F, brilliant, great. We'll just spawn back on Echo and we're there in a matter of seconds kind of deal.
Yeah,
so
way to make me wrong right there. They take down Max in the tank. I didn't see the armor coming in here, though, as Buddha is going to be able to get a little bit of revenge there as he does take down Max. The push. Oh my God, what was that? Did you see that? What did Buddha just die from? That was going to be the mosquito coming in. We had talked about the planes, if they were going to be valuable, and they just basically one-shot Buddha and took him down. That is going to be huge here, as there's some remnants of a squad coming in from Indonesia. They should be getting some spawns going down and able to harass, at the very least, stop a push coming in onto that Echo flag. Bravo is now going to be getting contested as well, heavily, as Indonesia is just burning that flag down super fast. We do see Hexen trying to do some work, but he's not going to be able to do anything at all. Gets maybe one kill, and he is pushed off. And yeah, they are in B. They do have control of it. And once again, this 4-flag advantage, it's just going to be chewing them up. And we do see 66 tickets now to 380.
Yeah, I mean, that air support couldn't have come at a better time there. That it was gunning you guys down. You was finding it impossible to push on. And I was curious, we talked about it before, whether the air support was actually going to make a difference here. But you can really see how Indonesia having that support makes a huge impact on the battlefield here. And they've managed to force Malaysia down to just 2 flags now on that side of the map. They set up a massive defensive line here. And especially when you're 300 tickets down, you're kind of back against the wall. There's not much you can really do. There's a massive push on Bravo. It's trying to go somewhere. They're getting the kills. They're forcing players across. I would like to see a bit more smokes, if I'm honest, especially with the tanks and the longer ranges these Indonesian guys seem to be engaging. But apart from that, I think Malaysia needs to come in hard and fast on the next round, Brett.
Yeah, absolutely. They have got to get out to a much bigger lead than what we have seen here. Ghost is doing a decent job here as a medic, staying alive. And, one of the things that we've been seeing Indonesia doing, whether it's by design or not, but, they're going in, they're capturing these flags, and they're not necessarily like the 4th flag. They're not holding the flag, but they are kind of backing off of it just a bit. And what that basically does is that gives them, that slight little number or a ticket advantage as they're burning down just for a few seconds. And that's really what all it takes, right? You do that enough times within a match and you get this lead that we're talking about right now. You can shave off 15, 20 tickets at a time. It's going to add up to 100, 200, 300 ticket lead. And they have done this very, very well. So even if Malaysia is going to be coming in here and getting even, and boom, that is going to be another big kill coming in. That will be 125. ZR able to get that tank down onto that F site, as we do see some trades going down. But yeah, I think this is all she wrote, as it's going to go down to 341 tickets, as that was a fantastic job there from Indonesia.
Yeah, no, they did a really good job there. It was very even up until that 500, 450 ticket mark there. And then we just saw Indonesia just get under that skin, find the cracks, and Malaysia wasn't able to recover. They had some good little comebacks every now and again, but they just couldn't hold it. They would hold sort of 4 out of the 6 flags, and then all of a sudden, Indonesia out of nowhere would come in, absolutely dominate, beat them off of the flags, reduce them down to 1.